From the Macon Centerplex, it's the second of two semifinals here for the ladies on the GHSA network. The winner moves on to the state championship game. It's the Columbia Lady Eagles and the Westside Lady Patriots. And hello again, everybody. Thanks for joining us here on the GHSA network. Alongside my broadcast partner, Justin Hanover, I'm Chris Mooneyham. Justin, two teams with a little bit different storylines coming into this one. We'll start with Westside, the Westside-Augusta Patriots, 27-4 overall, a bit of a Cinderella story.
Indeed it is. Their first semifinal ever, not even in the playoffs a season ago, but they've won 21 of their last 22 games. They feel real good about themselves, led by Jamia Bradley, 15 points in that last win. So they're coming in here with confidence, but they're up against a semi-beast in the Columbia Eagles.
Yeah, the Columbia Eagles, who were the 2010 state champions and now in their third consecutive Final Four appearance. At 22-5, they come into this one.
And they've won 13 in a row, the highest scoring team remaining in the tournament, 66 points per game, and they only allow a tad over 40 points. Look for them to try and get to another championship and defend that title from 2010.
You see their starting lineup there. They're led by the head coach's kid, Zuri Frost. Zuri, a point guard who does a lot of good things on the court. She averages 12 points per ball game, 5 steals per ball game, 3 assists. She's a 46% free throw shooter, and she's also a 1,000-point scorer.
Yeah, and that's impressive. We've seen a bunch of that today, players like that. She's a heck of a player. She's going to cause some damage here tonight for sure. And some alumni coming from this Columbia program. Gwen Torrance.
Yep.
Chris Tucker.
Right.
Maybe they'll be in attendance. We'll just have to wait and see.
Oh, that would be something. If I see Chris Tucker tonight, well, okay, I digress. Let's move on.
I will tell you one alumni who will not be in here, though.
Tell me.
Mark David Chapman. I think he's still locked away.
He will definitely not be in attendance tonight at the historic Macon Centerplex.
Or at least we hope he's not.
Indeed, yes, I do hope that for a fact. All right, Columbia again, as we said, comes in at 22-5. You got me on that one, Justin. I didn't see that coming. 12-0 inside the region. They were the champions in the regular season and also in their tournament. I'm still shaking from your last comment. They've won 13 in a row. They're only
No, he's not going to be here. Don't worry.
Oh.
I don't think he's here. So
I misunderstood you.
Just calm.
Their only losses this season coming to Norcross and Buford. They've outscored their opponents 62-33 and held 4 of their opponents under 10 points. Listen to these numbers. They beat McNair twice, Cedar Grove, and Towers by a combined score of 324-23.
That can't be right.
That is exactly right.
I'm saying you're wrong. Your stats are off base, but we'll see.
I can promise you it's right. The Patriots, after the opening tip, come in at 27-4, as we said. They're led by head coach Ivory Hughie. Underneath, off glass, no good. I'm screened out by an official, but I know we've got an opening bucket for the Lady Eagles of Columbia.
Victoria Gonzalez right there underneath.
Thank you, sir. Let's get into the starting lineups. The Lady Patriots. No, we showed you the graphic, but let's mention them off one more time as we see a 3. It's off back iron and no good. The break, as they love to do. Underneath, an easy bucket for Octavia Hickson. It'll be Gonzalez, Hickson, Vaughn, Spencer, and Frost for the Lady Eagles. Meanwhile, Thomas, Griffin, Gibson, Dumas, and Bradley for Westside. A steal. Potential easy bucket again there. And a timeout called. Boy, oh boy, already Westside not liking what they're seeing. Our officiating crew again tonight, Scott Adams, Carlos Perry, and Michelle McElwee.
And you see 57 seconds into the game at timeout. So that's a coach making a statement right now. Only a 4-point game, but that's not wanting to let this thing get too out of control.
We've already seen 2 major defensive stands by Columbia.
You can hear a pin drop right now in this building.
Yeah. The Lady Eagles easily, well, heavily favored in this one, we'll call it. Westside outscoring their opponents 54-38 so far this year, but they're on an amazing roll. They've won 21 out of their last 22 ball games. Their only loss in the region championship game of their tournament, which of course came to Washington County.
And the victory over Crisp County 2 games ago in the round of 16, 43-42. So that one obviously could have gone either way, but they were able to win it in the end.
They will have to be sharp offensively in this one. To me, that's the key. They got to knock down any open shots they get. Sure, they'll have to play well defensively down on the other end, but they've got to be offensively efficient.
Yeah, you're facing a Columbia team that, look, they've won their last game over Troop by 14, blew out Oconee City, and did the same to LaGrange. So this team's ready to step on your throat.
Layup there, no good. Ball still loose. Again, I'll give you the statistic from earlier. At one point, Columbia was on such a roll defensively, they held 4 opponents under 10 points and beat those 4 opponents by a combined score of 324 to 23.
It's mind-boggling. My little human brain can't fathom that.
The floater is up no good. This is Frost with a couple of opportunities. And now the kick out. They're working around Zuri. A 3 from deep. In and out. And the rebound pulled away down inside by Azia Gibson. Gibson averages 13 points and 12 rebounds per ball game. She may be statistically their leader on the floor, and a jump ball call in favor of Westside. They got one young lady with one of the best first names in all of sports in this state, Ritzy Griffin.
That is a great name.
I love it. Ritzy, number 12, keying the ball inbounds right there. She has Christina Thomas streaking to her pass, but unfortunately not able to finish.
Christina Thomas over 6 assists a game. We saw her get in the lane there for a shot she could not convert on.
Baseline drive, off glass and in. That's Maya Spencer. Spencer averages 12 points per ball game. The statistic that sticks out for me when it comes to this Columbia team, the shooting percentages, Justin. The shooting percentages are absolutely astounding. Gonzalez, 47% from the field. Hickson, 46% from the field. Vaughn, 47. Spencer, 56. Frost, 46.
That's tough. In the women's game,
wild.
That's tough. Yeah.
That's wild.
You don't see that with many teams. Westside with one senior here who plays regularly. So a young team, they're building a nice little program right now.
Right, you're exactly right. Steal. Can't have a lot of this. Hickson finishes. Octavia Hickson. She was an impactful freshman last year, no doubt about that. Another costly turnover. How costly will it be? Zuri Frost at the top, one of the best point guards in the state in my opinion. She's a little underrated, I think. That's why I say it. Didn't quite get the attention she deserves. We're going back the other way. Two teams that sport the red, white, and blue.
Maybe the youngest player on the court coming in here in Olivia Johnson. Freshman. And you see how young this Patriot team is. 6 sophomores and 2 freshmen.
Speaking of something you don't oftentimes see, don't usually see such a deep run out of such a young team.
It's going to be a great experience. Win or lose in this game, It's going to be a great experience for these girls.
Jumper is good. That's Maya Spencer, again averaging 12 points per ball game, 56% from the field, 61 from the line, 26 from the arc. And a steal. Oh boy. Gotta hope this doesn't get ugly. Easy layup is in. Hickson, who will one day be the without question leader of the Columbia Lady Eagles. For now, just a high-level sophomore.
And you see another timeout here by Ivory Hughey. He just is going to do everything in his power, use every timeout if he has to settle this thing down. You can't let this get out of control. If you do, this thing's over. If we're looking at a 28-4 type beginning, they have no chance to come back. So he's just trying to use every little weapon in his arsenal right now to keep this thing under control. Of
course, the winner of this one faces Washington County in the state championship and will try to end their 63-game winning streak. I'm looking at Shug Parker now across the Coliseum. I can see him over there sitting in the crowd. Of course, he's scouting the two teams. A lot of the players for Washington County up in the crowd as well. Those two teams know each other very well now. Columbia and Washington County met in the semifinals last year here in Macon. And Columbia, obviously, was beaten by Washington County.
I'm not going to pencil them in just yet, but if they do meet, it'll be a great matchup.
Yes, indeed. 12-0. Columbia has started out on fire, especially defensively. It's funny.
If anybody out there happens to be the Charles Drew bus driver, please go to their locker room.
That's an odd announcement to hear over the loudspeakers here at the Centerplex.
He's a little bit AWOL.
Kind of important.
They would like to go back to the hotel or wherever.
Indeed. You think they're going to the hotel, or you think they're going home now at this hour?
I don't know. Maybe save money on a budget. Maybe they're going home.
Yeah. Tipped away by Frost. Lady Patriots stay with it, but in the end, the loose ball picked up by Ebony Johnson. Push, dish. Oh, she got trapped. Good job by the defenders to force the kick out. And Zuri puts that one just out a little too far for Hickson.
Good communication, though. Good communication here. Zuri Frost talking right now to Yakativa Hickson about that play. That's what you want to do. Keep those communication lines open.
Drive. A couple of good little steps underneath there. Ball was loose and then put up with a foul on, or for, Gibson. She'll go to the line.
And you called it. Christina Thomas, some good penetration there in the lane. The defense had no choice but to collapse, and she found her open teammate. And Asia Gibson at the line.
A junior. And she's got the Lady Patriots on the board.
And an impressive stat line. Almost 13 points per game and over 12 boards a game. Gibson's pulling down.
Can't hit the back end of the two free throws. Columbia, one of the most athletic girls teams in the entire state, regardless of classification. Shantae Frost, that's a head coach for Columbia. Shantae Frost has got talent and more talent at her disposal.
And you can just see it in their builds, in these girls. I mean, very athletic. I bet a lot of them would be track runners. You could tell they're fast, quick, athletic.
Smart.
Yeah.
You oftentimes see them make the extra pass that is the right pass, you know, the smart pass, even when they could try to force a shot up or something.
Good job there by Jamia Bradley. She was doubled. She recognized it, but she had the height advantage. She didn't panic. She waited for somebody to open up, knowing that they had the extra lady on the floor because she had two covering her. So a smart play there by Bradley.
Pass intercepted. Columbia again on the break. And Frost, Zuri, can't quite finish. Went a little strong with that one.
A little sloppiness there. She was ahead of the field. She had the layup. Sort of tried to up and under it.
Got to be tough when your mom's the head coach. Hopefully you don't hear it all the time. You got to spread out that.
I was going to say, what are the dinner conversations like there?
Right. You know, a lot of coaches, they won't talk about it at home at all. Hard foul there.
Good move by Maya Spencer.
Or hard play there.
Good little crossover, going left, aggressive move to the hoop by Spencer.
That foul saddled to Bradley. And here's Spencer at the line. Maya can't hit the first. Another impactful junior. It's another one of those teams, folks, if you're familiar with the way high school sports works, especially these quote-unquote factories. I don't use that phrase in a bad way either, in a negative way. Every year they're churning out some new freshman, some new sophomore. By the time they're juniors, they have the impact of what you would usually see out of a senior.
And Bradley with a great move there, just cutting across the lane, drawing some contact and almost getting the bucket as well.
Speaking of future impact, she's just a sophomore.
Yeah,
she averages
bright future.
She averages 14 per ball game.
Scored 15 in that last game against Hepzibah. (13-2). And all Columbia through 5.5 minutes. Second free throw good. Zuri. Over to Hickson. Back to Frost. Then the dump down. The big jump step. Gonzalez looked like she got caught in between. It's a nice move. I mean, it really was a nice jump step, as you called it. It's just, again, we've seen this a bunch. If you're not going to even hit iron, it's all for naught.
Not even sure why that shot was so far off, quite frankly.
Speed.
Frost, the dish, they're going to hit her with a walk. Are they not?
They are. I think she outthought herself a little bit there. She had the break, and she just got in too deep. And that sort of put her teammate in a bad position, too far under the hole.
Absolutely.
And she realized it at the last minute and took the extra little step.
You got to pass ahead. You're passing at the angle. You got to pass ahead into almost your peripheral. In that case, she was even to where you and I are now. You and me are now. She was basically even with her teammate.
And her teammate was already too far under the hoop there.
Another steal. Well, their defensive pressure is something else.
First points there for Frost.
This is the one team that can truly, in my opinion, look, I'm not counting out Westside yet, but in my opinion, this is honestly, realistically, and you see another steal, truly the team that could beat Washington. With their fundamental defensive schemes, look at the three drop down by Bradley. A 5'11 sophomore, by the way, 5'11. I know I've mentioned she's a sophomore, that she's impactful, and her 14 points per ball game, but she's just a sophomore.
And look, it's only a 9-point game. This thing could have been a lot worse than that. A couple of timeouts called there by the coach. It settled the momentum down. And Westside's okay right now. They're okay. They're in the game. And a good scene right there. Mother and daughter talking it out on the sideline.
Hickson gives off to Smith. Now dump down. That pass a little too soft. Johnson pushes. Olivia Johnson gets her first touch of the ball game. There she is again in the corner. Two. That is no good. Ball up in the air, and it's headed out of bounds. They'll say it went off of Bradley last.
And Shamia Smith here in the game. The sophomore, I believe, running the point.
Yep.
Or at least, yep, there we go.
This is how you take the last possession, unless you get a shot like that. Khadijah Vaughn. So hard to stop, and that's really our first look at her offensively, but she, in the past, has been an absolute force offensively. Another 47% field goal shooter.
It's a great interior pass to her, though. A lot of the work was done before she even received the ball, but she got into the proper space.
I've seen them a few times in the last 2 years where she's had pretty big ball games. She can be quite the force inside. Relatively quiet in this one so far, but that's her first 2 of the ball game, correct? And it gives her team a 17-6 lead. They've got possession back after the defensive stand down here. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, and no final shot for the Lady Patriots. So a first quarter that some may have suspected, but the Lady Patriots hanging tough and down by 11 on the GHSA network. Second quarter action at the Macon Centerplex. This venerable old building in the heart of downtown of this, well, historic old city as well. A city chartered in 1823, I learned today.
Well, very good.
Sir, you're welcome.
Hey, you're the student these days.
You're welcome.
You learn something as well here.
Thank you. Nothing like being a 34-year-old junior.
That's awesome. God bless you.
Now, hope somebody's blessing. Missouri Frost with a jumper that's off back iron. Big time rebound pulled down by Hickson, and the finish.
Hickson now a game high 8 on 4 field goals.
And she was begging for the foul call as well. Turnover, and another easy bucket. Boy, oh boy.
That's not the second quarter start.
Nope.
Coach Hughey wanted to see. Good press breaker right there.
Best one of the night.
That was. They just held on to it too long and Vaughn got over on it.
Yep. Spencer finishes.
7 now in the game for the junior.
A little too aggressive there. Sometimes Lady Eagles can get hit with that. They're so used to being so good at being aggressive and having so many things go their way. I always think that when it comes to these really good defensive teams, you know what I mean? Especially when you're so used to dominating so many people. But a lot of times, I know you know this, it'll get you in trouble, right?
Well, it will. I mean, when you're over-aggressive, you know you're going to commit an extra number of fouls than if you're not. But in turn, you're also going to make a lot of turnovers. So it's risk versus reward. You have to create more plays than you give up, and good teams will do that.
Here's a question. If you're the coach, if you coach Columbia, how many fouls would you like to see that you want to be on the record? You want your team to commit this many fouls, say in a first half. Because you know that it's you got to allow for fouls. You know what I'm saying?
Fouls are a byproduct of being aggressive
right.
and going after. They're going to happen. Loose ball fouls will happen when you compete for balls. So I don't think you're necessarily worried about fouls itself. It's just, are your girls competing?
Ritzy Griffin at the line now, the senior at 6'1". Well, they got plenty of size. In all reality, they have as much, if not more size than Columbia. They got 6'1". Asia Gibson 6 foot. Bradley 5'11". Haven't seen Ravenel or Hobson off the bench at both at 5'10".
A couple of sophomores there.
Yeah. Frost workaround. Spencer, a dump down. Beautiful. Hickson on the finish.
Maya Spencer, a beautiful pass right there. Gorgeous. 12 points now for Hickson.
And a steal. Oh boy, look at the whirling dervish pass off to Frost, who finishes.
Once again, Maya Spencer.
A highlight reel type of play. Tapped away by Spencer. And another break. This time it's Hickson and Frost. Pulls back and she has it blocked by Bradley. Bradley does that to a lot of people. Push, off glass and scores. She's not a bad looking player.
No, 7 now for her.
3 for Hickson, no good. Ball loose over here in the corner. The rebound pulled away by Tatiana Dumas.
Great box out by Dumas.
Oh boy.
Unlucky right there, but a great box out by Tatiana Dumas on the board, leading to the fast break.
Gibson frustrated down there on the offensive end. She had it. Once it went through her hands and out of bounds, she clapped her hands together and looked up towards the sky. Might be the easiest 2 she has all night.
Yeah. You know you have to rush things against the Columbia defense, though, because they will get over to you and they'll close you down in a hurry.
Spencer. Nope. Boy.
Not a bad shot. It just didn't turn out the way she wanted. She had the look.
Good idea, bad execution.
Exactly.
Timeout on the floor.
I would say it's a start. It's sort of the start and the feel of the game we've expected.
Yeah.
Columbia clearly came in as the class of the matchup here. They're faster, they're stronger, and thus far they're the better team.
Yeah. And if they do indeed go on to win this one,
don't write them in just yet.
No, I know, but if they do, and you get Washington County and Columbia, boy, I mean, that would be the matchup.
Washington County, correct me if I'm wrong, would have a nice little size advantage. Maybe not by a ton.
Well, I got it right here. Let's take a look. No, not there. Do.
Maybe Columbia is just a very long and lean team where they don't look as tall as some of the other teams.
Underneath, great pass. Couldn't quite get it to finish, and here comes Spencer. Maya backs it out. Gives off to Zuri to redirect the show. Oh, good job to front the pass defensively. Great job by Asia Gibson to front the intended pass into, I believe, Hickson. That was Smith a moment ago, by the way. I believe I said Zuri Frost, and that was Smith. Got my 23 and my 21 mixed up. Look at the spin move. Can't quite finish. Gonzalez.
It's a big time move right there, though.
Here's Bradley again. And she scores with the 2-point bucket and the foul.
Now 9 in the game for Bradley. Foul shot here could make it 10.
Now let's see. I got the roster here for the Washington County Golden Hawks. If you remember Tiara Murray, she's at 5'8". You got Gray at 6 foot, obviously. Yeah, you might be right. Didn't see any of Ford or Williams, did we? That's the two tallest
certainly
players.
Not a big height advantage for either team.
Yeah, you're right. Looks like still, though, a bit of an advantage for Columbia. Gonzalez at 6 foot. Hickson and Vaughn both at 5'10". Chandrika Mann we have yet to see in this ball game, but she plays a little bit. She's a junior at 5'10".
And a little run here for Westside. Look, they're within 13. Christina Thomas going to the line, pushing the pace.
Thomas, another one of the pretty impressive young guards we've seen. Then, of course, I put the hex on her. She back irons the first free throw. 5'5", a junior averaging 6 assists per ball game. She's scrappy. She's been flying up and down the court so far through a quarter and a half.
Maya Spencer, by the way, takes a seat. The entire Columbia bench gets up to give her a little congratulations.
Frost back out here. Hickson works over to Smith. Now Smith and Frost both on the court at the same time.
Good defense by Gibson. A great possession defensively here by Gibson. Gets called for the foul there, though. She was really fronting up.
And Alexis Sanders, pardon me, Alexis Sanders, number 5 there. Just left your screen. There she is. Also doing a great job defensively right there in the middle. Friendly roll. Yep. Are we in Macon or on the Columbia campus? That's a home roll.
No doubt. It's like the Cameron Indoor rims for Duke. Somehow they know which team shoots the ball up in that place.
Yep.
6 points now for Frost. I'll tell you, it's amazing. Westside, not even in the playoffs last year, making such a good run here.
Right. All they had to do was win one game in their region tournament last year, is what we learned before this one. They lost that opening round game in the tournament. Were not able to participate in the state tournament. 13-9 they finished.
You see them building. You see 13-9 all of a sudden become 27-4.
Yep. Zuri with a quick pass underneath to Gonzalez, but she loses it. Then the workaround. Smith, no good this time. Gonzalez the rebound. She's right there, and she's fouled.
Some good ball movement there, though. Very nicely done by the Eagles, working it around, getting the open three from the corner. Just couldn't hit it, and then the offensive board by Gonzalez.
Well, Westside's had some close games. They've taken out some really good teams. They won by 24 over Henry County, but their biggest win of the season, in my opinion, they've had some big ones, was in that Sweet 16 matchup with Crisp County. I believe you referenced it earlier. A 43-42 win. Crisp County, one of the top teams in all of AAA girls basketball. Beat them by a solid point to set up a matchup with Hepzibah, which they won 53-46.
Good rotation over there. Khadijah Vaughn.
Yeah, Khadijah finally back in the ball, or finally in the ball game. Dumas gives it off. Driving is Bradley. Right in the lane, and they're going to hit her with a charge. Call the charge?
Wow, they did. I didn't really see it that way. Whew. Surprised at that call. Good aggressive play by Bradley, though.
Walk. Spotted that one over here. I think Gonzalez realized what she wanted to do and was so giddy with it. Once she knew what she wanted to do and saw the opening, moved that foot
from time to time.
Yeah. 3 ball here, slightly contested, no good. Rebound put back up. Now another opportunity, kick out. 3 ball, not this time either.
Good rebound by Frost.
And Zuri pushing. 2-on-3 defensively, and she scores. Zuri decides to take it herself, and the 5'4" senior drops in another one.
Coast to coast, you could call that move.
Yeah. She's something. And so is that young lady.
12 points now for Bradley. 7 here in the second quarter.
She's going to blow past her per game average. Gonzalez puts it on the floor and scores. Victoria Gonzalez. Not a big scorer. One of their top rebounders at 6 per game. One of their big block artists with 2 per game. Now some young ladies on the floor not happy with that call. Seven fouls on Columbia, 5 on Westside. 19-point game.
Patriots are doing some good things. They are. They're playing their game. They can knock down a couple of shots, keep this somewhat in a range, somewhat competitive. It would make it that much better even. They know what they're up against.
Just a little outmanned. That's
no doubt about it.
A lot of depth. Columbia's running 9 young ladies out there sometimes.
Not at the same time, though.
That is not allowed.
Okay.
Correct.
Just wanted to make sure we were on the same page.
That's exactly right. Second free throw is up and good. So 1 out of 2. 35-17 now. Step up jumper. No good, ball loose underneath, and we're going back the other way. I believe they're going to hit Chandrika Mann. Nope. Ebony Johnson. Ebony Johnson fighting for position underneath down here on the offensive end rather, and they'll hit her with the foul, her first. That'll be instant free throws for Westside.
And it'll bring Star Noel in the game, a freshman.
Taisha Ravenel will be the option. Coach Hugie. She knocks down the first. Defensive pressure. That's the storyline first quarter, or first half.
Yeah, I mean, no doubt. The defensive pressure is good. They're just outclassing them in the end. Columbia's just a better team. I like what Westside's doing, though. Look, this is 35-19. We're not talking 50-7. You mentioned some of the scores earlier in the year. The combined 350-25 or whatever. This is still a ball game, and you see the steal right there, and then an offensive board. There's some good stuff going on.
Gotta finish it, and they finally do. That's a possession you take pride in. Asia Gibson.
And it's a football score right now.
Football. Hard foul underneath. Boy, they are playing tough, aren't they? Lady Patriots?
They absolutely.
Yes, they are.
Coach Hugie expects nothing less. There's no doubt about it.
Yep. Chandrika Mann to the line now.
Chandrika Shan Man to some.
Some. 57% free throw shooter from the line, so she'll surely make this one.
Says the law of averages.
Correct.
She obviously doesn't follow the law.
That means she'll make the next two. clearly. Free ball from deep, no good. Big rebound pulled down by Ravenel. She can't hit the shot, the follow that is, and the push. This is Smith. Almost walked. She was blocked from behind. And one last chance for the Lady Patriots. Check that. It's thrown away, intercepted, a dish, and a block from behind. Asia Gibson with the rejection.
Great job.
Star Noel. I'm sorry, Justin, didn't mean to step on you.
No, great job there on the block by Gibson. And I'll tell you, if you look at the offensive boards and the defensive boards, Westside, they've been doing their own.
Smith the three at the second quarter buzzer. That is no good. 35-21. Columbia leads Westside with a half to play in the second girls AAA semifinal here from the Macon Centerplex. Come back for the second half, won't you? On the GHSA Network. second half, second girls semifinal inside the AAA classification here at the Macon Centerplex. Our halftime statistics.
You see Jamia Bradley there with 12 for Westside, 12 of the 21. Asia Gibson with 4, and Yakitiva Hickson with 12. Zuri Frost, the point guard, leading the way with 8 points. And overall, pretty much what we expected. I mean, Columbia probably is about a 14-point better team through the first 16 minutes.
Yeah. And it was a dominating quarter for the Columbia team. With this win, boy, that would be their third state championship game appearance, I think, in the last 4 years.
Well, you used the word earlier, factory. That would epitomize what a factory sort of would be.
I had to double check those numbers, but I believe I'm right. Obviously, it would be their second in 3 years, as they won the 2010 state championship.
Good steal by Bradley right off the bat.
Yep. Loose ball. Columbia with it. Well, look, I know we've talked about this, and I hope not to the point of nauseum for some of our viewers. But again, this is not a lack of effort. I mean, these ladies, for the Lady Patriots, playing so very hard. They're playing fundamentally sound. They're just, as we've mentioned, they're outmanned. The reason I bring that up again, and I know we keep talking about it, but really the reason I bring it up again is because of their effort down here on the offensive end with the 2 and 3 and 4 follows of the offensive rebound.
The touch just isn't there. The
Right.
defense is rotating over for Columbia, sort of creating a lack of space for Westside, and Westside shots are just being too hard off the rim.
Foul underneath.
14-point game. Stranger things have happened. We've seen 14-point runs in the last few days alone here.
Yep. Oh, half of the games we've seen just about have been tight ones. And a made bucket for Maya Spencer. What's Maya sitting at, my friend?
She now is 9.
9. Three ball. That went off the near side of iron.
It's an open look, though.
That's kind of a knuckleball shot there. You notice that? Didn't have much of a spin on that one.
Tatiana had an open look there. You've got to take that. If you're a shooter, you've got to take that.
And the push. Thomas comes up with it, tries to feed it inside to Tatiana.
Christina Thomas at times tries to do a little bit too much. She sees the opening and then it closes, but it's too late. She's trying to really thread the needle, but there's a lot of speed on this Columbia team. They close it down.
Yeah. Yeah, it may just be Columbia.
Yeah, no, she's a good, bright young player indeed.
By the way, up in Gwinnett, for anyone out there concerned, McEachern by 14, nearing the end of third quarter play over Hillgrove. Looks like McEachern going to complete that mission. That heavily loaded Lady Indians team on the verge of a state championship, barring a massive comeback by Hillgrove. 14 may not sound like much, but that would be a big comeback against McEachern. Bucket underneath, 39-21.
Khadijah Vaughn now with 4.
Oh, they better hurry. Oh boy, threw it away. Zuri, the interception, the bounce pass, a beautiful one to Spencer.
Yeah, you said it. That bounce pass, brilliant.
Wow. Again, gotta hurry, ladies.
Good look.
Yep. And Bradley nearly finishes, and then a block from behind will send Asia Gibson to the line. Third pass, maybe. Usually second pass. That's when you got to get that ball over half court. That's the golden rule, is it not? You want 2 passes to get over half court, but at the very least 3, no more.
It's a little easier said than done, though.
Well, I understand that, but
you're going up against a defense which is starting to really turn up the heat on you right now. They're deep, they're athletic, they're fast.
I understand, yes, but if you're that 4th and 5th player over here on the offensive end, and you're down here in the paint, for goodness sake, ladies, get to the other side of the court and help your teammate.
Sure.
Yeah,
come back hard to it.
That's the thing I think we see too often, is that some of these young ladies, when they see their teammate being trapped in the back court in that press, they don't have the fervor to get back to the half court line and help their teammate out.
You're right. If you spread the floor, you open the court, just run hard back to the ball.
Right. Bounce pass, now a kick out, ball's loose. Frost is going to come up with it.
She didn't realize that was not going to be an over and back.
Yep.
She didn't have that presence of mind on that particular play.
You were exactly right. She pushes.
And her mom's yelling, run it, run down the floor.
Wow. Jump ball. Lady Patriot ball.
Shantae Frost was signaling to her daughter as she was coming down the floor. Let's go, pick it up, pick it up.
Had the opportunity, by the way, at the half to speak to Alicia Gray. Won't talk about, obviously, our conversation. I promised her it was off the record, but what a delightful young lady.
She is. You can tell by her demeanor on the court. It's so even keel. Never too high, never too low. Very professional attitude.
Same way over there. As I was talking to her, all smiles, laughing, joking with me. Push. Dumas passes across. Then a little bit of a wild shot followed up by Ritzy Griffin. And finally, Dumas is fouled.
Did she talk about her poor performance today?
Yeah. I said, Alicia, you had a little bit of an off day today. You weren't able to bang down any threes, make any deep jumpers. You only finished with 40. What are your thoughts on your struggling ball game? She said, yeah, Chris, I was off. No, of course I'm being facetious. For those not aware that are tuning in, you are as well, right? I don't want to speak for you.
I just think it was...
She had 40.
She had 40, and it was amazing how she compiled those 40 points. Most
nondescript, unimpressive 40 points you'd ever see.
A lot of offensive rebound putbacks, some foul shots. I mean, that's what shows what a great player is, though.
Our stats are not official, but what stats did we get from the radio crew of North Hall, who were keeping
she had
excellent
at least
stats?
12 boards. She had 12 boards with about a minute or 2 minutes to go.
Yeah, they said 12.
At least 40 and 12.
And they did a great job. Don't get me wrong by what I'm about to say, but it seemed like she had 20.
Well, she had 17 in the game before, so she certainly can pull them down. Yeah, tremendous player.
Half of her points were off of offensive rebounds.
They really were.
I mean, yeah, and it sounds like I'm exaggerating, but I don't think that I am.
A lot of garbage type points, and I don't mean garbage in a bad way. I don't even mean late. I just mean a lot of putbacks, but she was able to put herself in the position to get the putback. That's a skill in itself, so I'm not trying to belittle that at all.
Just wasn't the glitzy, glamorous way that she usually scores, where she's raining down deep jumpers and threes.
And a good job still by Westside. Look, we're almost through 3 quarters, and it's only an 18-point margin. You know, a lot of people would have said this could be about a 40-point lead right now at this point.
Sure.
We could be looking at a mercy rule. It's not looking that way. Westside's fighting. They're a good team.
They just got placed in this side of the bracket. I mean, that's about the only way you could put it.
Well, when you get to this point, whatever side you're in, I think you're going to run up against somebody that's really good in this round.
You're going to earn it one way or another. At the top, Thomas drives, throws up a floater, and is fouled. Christina Thomas, the junior at 5'5", will go to the line.
That's a great play by Thomas because she was at least drawing contact there. There was no way she wasn't, so she threw it up. Good presence of mind and was able to get it in.
She completes the three-point play, and she's sitting at
4
points.
4 points. Point guard with some assists as well. And look at this, a 15-point ball game. I'll tell you, 15 is not insurmountable.
Yeah.
I'm not saying the Patriots will come back and win this game, but what I'm saying is they've been competitive, they've been tough, and they're within 15 late in the third quarter.
You're not saying, you're just saying. Underneath, then in. Victoria Gonzalez. Look at the runner by Bradley. I like that decision. I think she just put a little bit too much on it. Third foul in the half.
Third on Vaughn.
And a third on Vaughn, right? Foul's not really a situation. Pardon me, fourth on Columbia. Misspoke. Yep. Second free throw dropped. 16-point game. Wild that this is a 16-point game and a steal. Bradley gives off, pass down inside, and it's tipped away.
Once again, Bradley thinking she sees something that's not really fully there.
Thomas,
excuse me.
You're right.
She's playing a little bit too quick at times. It's a good look right there.
Yeah, that was a good pass. And finish.
Ravenel with a quick three here in the quarter, 4 in the game for her. Looky.
14. I know. I got a huge smile on my face. 14 points.
I'll tell you what, even if Columbia wins this game, Shantae Frost is going to have a lot to say to her girls. Not all of it's going to be positive. There are areas that they're going to have to work on.
Yep.
Because they should be up by a little bit more right now. You at least get the feeling from the eye test.
I couldn't agree with you more. I mean, Westside completely just hanging around in this ball game. Columbia has had a mixed bag of emotions. I was going to say they've completely dominated this ball game, but that's just not true.
Well, they've dominated the game. Look, Columbia's a better team. We're not trying to fool anybody here. They're the better team. They've been the better team. But Westside is doing a lot of good things. Maya Spencer's doing a lot of good things as well.
Yeah.
14 for her.
Lost the dribble. This will be an easy 2. Whoa. Well, thought it was.
Could be an easy 3.
Yeah, it looked like an easy 2 for Smith. Instead, it turns into a tough 2, possibly 3 for Spencer.
That's why you have to continue to practice with your left hand, dribbling with the left, going up left. That's what happened there. She'll make them most of the time, but it complicates matters a tad by going to that left side.
Boy, Keecher now opened up a 20-point lead on Hillgrove up in Gwinnett in the 5A state championship for the girls.
We've got a closer game here.
Which, that just goes to show.
Stating a fact.
Right, yeah. 9 out of 10 Georgia high school basketball experts would not have predicted that.
But the one that would have been a genius.
Bradley stays with it. still loose. And for the moment, Hickson had it. She's shaken. Timeout called. Now Westside, nope, Columbia calls a full timeout.
Spencer 9 in the quarter here, 16 in the game. Hickson's been quiet. She had 12 at the break, nothing here in the third quarter. It's been about Maya Spencer. Jamia Bradley on the other side, nothing yet in this quarter, still 12.
Haven't seen a ton of Frost as well.
No,
in and out.
No, she had 8 at the half, not much here, you're right. There's some fodder for Coach Frost. This has not been Columbia's best effort. They've kept Westside hanging around. And look, Westside, though, can rebound the ball. I mean, if you look at it, if we had the numbers right here, I think the Patriots may be out-rebounding the Eagles. They're getting on the glass.
So what you're telling me is that the two dominant teams at the AAA level, both Washington County and Columbia, may be on their way. Washington County got the quote-unquote easy victory, but at moments it was shaky, somewhat.
Yes.
There were times, obviously. Less shaky or more shaky than this one appears to be turning out. But both of them not playing up completely to their potential.
No, they certainly don't have that 6'4" girl underneath that's going to get every single rebound. It's not there. I mean, both of those teams are certainly very good rebounding teams, but they're a little bit vulnerable. You see inferior teams being able to get their fair share of boards. Let's see if they're slowing it down to try and hold for one here. That would be interesting.
Yep.
Bleed the full last minute. It almost looks like that's what they're trying to do.
Oh, wow. She's too open, or she was, at least for the moment. Boy, oh boy. She'll end up with a bucket and a free throw.
A little continuation there.
Coach Frost still hollering out at somebody on the court, but with a smile on her face. 20-point game. Johnson handling and has her pocket picked. Frost finishes this time.
Just a great job. Great job by Zuri Frost.
Yeah.
And you call it. That's the definition of picking somebody's pocket. And then you see she went up the left side and was able to put it up and in.
Right.
What her teammate couldn't do earlier.
Right. Then unfortunately, I think that was stuck in the mind of Olivia Johnson. Caused her to lose her focus a little bit. And she was actually standing over the end line when she threw the ball in bounds. Unfortunately, a turnover for her. And the Lady Patriots turned into a Columbia possession, but the rebound pulled down by Bradley underneath, and now Westside's got it back with 10 seconds. In the corner, Dumas passes out. Thomas drives, dishes, jumper, no good. Ball headed out of bounds. And the save made here out here at the scorer's table by Justin Hanover.
I'll tell you, I still have some game.
You got good
see
hands.
the way I grabbed that thing?
I saw that. You let it come to you?
Fingertips in front.
It's not
and
bad.
A little, yeah,
not bad.
It's still there.
I was impressed. Hope he had a shot of that. Hope Todd Edwards up in the camera well got a shot of that. Unless somebody else is trying to come up there and moves Todd out of his spot.
Famous baseball player in the early 90s.
You were?
Todd was.
Todd was.
Leeds Dodger Blue.
Okay. I'll have to take your word for that one. He's going to punch me later. We make our way to the fourth quarter. Columbia up big time in the second semifinal in the AAA class on the GHSA network. Back at the Macon Centerplex for the fourth quarter of our second semifinal in the AAA classification. Oh, block underneath there.
Tatiana Dumas under there.
Yeah.
You see how this Westside team has advanced to this point. They're just very good. They play hard. They can rebound the ball. They'll play some defense. Able to beat Chris County 43-42. You can get the feel that is the type of a team they are. They're not going to outscore you per se. Scored 53 in that last game, 65 against Henry County. But they're a team that's sort of slow, grinds it out.
Driving baseline. And somebody got a piece of that one underneath. Olivia Johnson was trying to get to the rack. It'll stay with Westside.
Some good court experience here for Johnson. 3 more years to go.
You're watching this and you know exactly how Westside's going to be playing with 30 seconds left in this game, even if they're down by 20. Because this is just the way they play.
It's a reflection of their coach. They're going to play hard. They're going to play to the end.
Spencer. Thought she was fouled. Pushed by Thomas. Thought she was fouled.
What a great job. What a great job coming back. Shevadrika Mann, the junior. You saw the way that play was developing. She was closing, had some closing speed there. The height, you knew what the result was going to become.
Both of those young ladies thought they were fouled. Funny to see their like reactions. Inbounds. Thomas was cutting, catches and scores.
Great job. Great set piece there.
Mann to Hickson. Tavia. It's off to Smith. Back to Hickson. Over to Zuri now. Fires one into Johnson.
Total man-to-man defense right here.
Yep. And it over the back. Boy, Bradley, you know, she might be at a double-double.
Yeah, she hasn't scored since the first half with her 12 points, but you're probably right. She's pulled down a bunch of boards. What I really like about the Patriots here, they're not just trying to chuck up threes. You see a lot of teams down, and you see them just firing away, and all of a sudden you look up, and they're 1 for 26 in that category. They're running their offense. They're playing their game. They're playing the way they're supposed to be playing. They know they're down 20, but yet they're playing basketball, and it's good to see that way instead of just trying to chuck and duck.
Absolutely. We've seen that here this week.
We have seen it. And more than likely, you will not make a comeback doing it that way.
Right.
It's a great pass.
Good save.
Shamia Smith with a great pass right before that.
Yeah. Hickson gets hit with a foul.
Hickson's been quiet. 12 points in that first half, nothing since.
Right. Yeah, she's picked up more fouls in the second half than points she's dropped in, but she's been there for some key rebounds. 20-point ball game. Columbia now at 6 fouls. Westside sitting on 5. Freshman tries the 3, can't get it off back iron. Spencer the rebound, throws it up to Smith a little too far. That's been a fun 3 days of action here.
Certainly has, I concur.
Boy, 12 games in 3 days for our crew down here. 11 games so far, 24 teams we've seen. It's been something else. Hospitality's been great. Food hadn't been bad either.
No, not at all. Wish we had a little more time to enjoy it. But
in
running
between
in
games,
for the 6 minutes was fun.
Yeah.
Some good corn muffins.
Been fun watching Amy try to punch names into the graphic and get food at the same time.
She's been able to accomplish it.
Yeah.
Flying colors. Now, Lisa Weiss, on the other hand, she's caused a lot of trouble this trip.
Yeah. She about clawed my eyes out yesterday when I told her that Peyton Manning was not going to the 49ers. I mean, really, she almost came over the table.
It's obvious he's going to the Jets, so...
Sixth foul of the half. And Ebony Johnson now to the line. Ebony Johnson, about the 6th player, maybe the 7th, or about the 7th or 8th is what I meant to say, sorry. 45% from the field, 72% free throw shooter. She's a senior.
So law of averages right now, this is going in for sure, right?
I'm done with the law of averages after earlier, yeah. All right.
Money right there. It's a good little stroke on that one.
Yep. Columbia's loaded.
That was funny. Maya Spencer said to the ref, just would have moved out of the way. I could have gotten that one.
Yeah. Man in Stripes had a good chuckle at it too.
He should have said if you were just a little quicker, it wouldn't have gone this way.
Yep.
Good hustle.
Look at that scramble. Good gracious. The heart. Been talking about it all game. Asia Gibson that time. Down on the court, earning the jump ball, keeping possession for her team. By the way, great mascot for the Patriots. See a lot of Patriot mascots. That's a good one.
Yep, indeed. Speaking of good ones, Maya Spencer, her first 2 points of the quarter, 18 now in the game. I'm the wrong way, aren't I?
About had a heart attack when you said that.
Asia Gibson now with 6 in the game. It's getting late. Late into the evening.
Hang on with me, buddy. We got one more. Maybe the most exciting of our 4 today, as a matter of fact. Although Drew in Washington of Atlanta was pretty good.
I was impressed. Very much impressed by Charles Jer.
Or was Washington County and North Hall the best game of our day so far? Yeah. Man scores.
I think so.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
First points of the game there for Shindrika, man. She's a junior. She'll be back for another run.
And she's been a big contributor to this team. We were talking about it earlier. The fact that she's just now scoring in this ball game is just how good Columbia is. Yep. That is such a telltale sign.
Good job by Ritzy Griffin there. Coming back, it was a 2-on-1. Looked like Columbia was going to get in for the easy hoop. Ritzy Griffin, great pursuit coming back.
Bradley tries and misses. Rebound pulled away. Pardon me, not Bradley. Speaking of it getting late, loose underneath, and we got a foul.
Little punch drunk here, huh?
Yep. I can't drink another energy drink.
Yeah, you with those drinks. Wow.
I've only had one.
You had 7 in the last 24 hours.
Nah. 19-point game and 20. Zuri Frost. She's a very impressive young lady, isn't she, on the court?
Without a doubt.
Yep.
Quick, good instincts, smart.
Good little stroke.
Her mom she'll give her the business though tonight. There's certain plays that there'll be some fodder there. Yep. Shantae. They'll watch this tape, I'm sure, and she'll pick it apart a little bit.
Not a huge stat stuffer, but a good leader. She touches every category. 12 points, 5 steals, 3 assists. Good percentage shooter at 46, 66 from the line. She's had a good career. Her 3rd year starting, 2.5 years starting.
Good job by Maya Spencer. Good rebound, no reason to force the issue.
Closing in on 3 minutes. 3 minutes left in this one. Nice.
And you hear the crowd. Jasmine Clemens, obviously a fan favorite. A big reaction right there.
I want to remind you folks, coming up 15, 20 minutes after the conclusion of this one, Columbia's boys team, the other machine in their basketball program, will take on Eagles Landing. It'll be Eagles Landing and Columbia in the second of our 2 boys semifinal matchups here in the AAA classification. And our final semifinal game here over the last 3 days. That'll send us to the state championships. Underneath in the bucket is good. Another one thrown up and in by Ebony Johnson. What's she at, 4 or 6?
3.
3, that's what I said.
3 in the quarter. It's 4, but -1. So you were right.
Just like 4, but with 1 taken off.
Exactly.
Substitutions now starting to come for head coach Shantae Frost. Maya Spencer goes off and gets a big hand.
16 in the game for her.
Meanwhile, Bradley throws down 2 more. What a game she's had. Wonder if she'll get the check off there, or the check out rather. Look at Johnson getting 2 more. She's got 5 now, right? That's like 4, but
4 -1 plus 2. We're very good at the 3rd grade math.
And the sarcasm.
Indeed. Touche.
Driving, Bradley hit with a walk. I missed that one.
It's a good move, though. Good move. Put it up and in. It's not going to affect the outcome. Good round of applause there. Zuri Frost checking out. Ebony Johnson as well.
In the single A classification, we got a lot of what we expected. The heavyweight matchup of Southwest Atlanta Christian Academy on the girls' side will play Wesleyan in a battle for the ages. On the boys' side, Whitfield Academy will take on Athens Christian. In AA, Laney and Manchester in the boys' state championship. We saw last night that matchup was put into place. And then Lovett and Buford in the girls' championship.
Very impressed by Lovett. They came in and they looked really good. I did not realize that basketball program was as good as it was. In the college game, number 2 Syracuse loses to Cincinnati.
Wow. What was the
Kansas
final?
losing to Baylor, 71-68 Bearcats.
They trailed in most of that ball game too, right, Syracuse?
10-point game with about a minute to go. Syracuse fought back to within 1.
Wow.
Couldn't come back in the end, though.
Semifinals or quarterfinals.
Semifinals. Cincinnati's going to the Big East Finals.
Wow. Underneath, a rejection. Ball still loose.
Good block there by Asia Gibson.
And the push. This is Thomas. Lost her footing.
That's the old bailout right there because she was turned around about to lose the ball. She's a good little player. She just tries to do a little bit too much at times. But that's a byproduct of the speed and the defense of the team you're playing against, too.
Continuing our recap of our 11 games of action here at the Macon Centerplex. Today now, we've sent Washington County and Columbia into the girls' championship. But before we get into that, Drew beat Washington Atlanta in our last ball game to set up a meeting with the winner of our next ball game. Again, Columbia and Eagles Landing coming up next. But one last word from you, Justin, on this ball game and the ensuing ball game now. Columbia, awfully impressive tonight. Could have been more impressive, could have been more dominant, at least maybe on the scoreboard. But next up, they get Alicia and the Lady Golden Eagles, or Golden Hawks.
Yeah, it's going to be a great game. There's no doubt about it. That's a close one. You're talking about two elite teams. I'm impressed with what Westside did tonight. Obviously, they were outclassed in a major way, but they fought hard. I would love to see the rebounding total because they may have even won that battle in the end. But the Columbia defense, just too good, stifling, and it's going to set up for a dream final.
That was an exciting ball game last year as Columbia and Washington County met in the state semifinals. Columbia a little bit more raw talent-wise last year, coming off a state championship, a little bit younger. Hard to say they were inexperienced because they had a lot of players, obviously, that had been on the roster that won the state championship.
Right.
But what happened was they had some teams that were, some players that were in new roles. And they ran into a buzzsaw in Alicia Gray and the Washington County Golden Hawks. This year, both of these teams battle-tested. And if you ask 10 experts that know the girls' high school basketball, that foray, and you ask them to give you who they think is the best team in the state, you might end up with a 5-5 split. If not, it may be 6-4 Washington County.
Yeah, no, that's going to be a great matchup. You're exactly right. I don't know. You make me pick a side, I won't do it.
You just refuse.
I won't do it.
Well,
I will say, though, the Alicia Gray factor.
Right.
A special player in a big-time game.
Right.
Will make a special play.
It's not like it's single A or double A. It's clear that Buford is the best team in double A. Will they complete their mission? It's clear that Wesleyan is the best team at single A. Will they do the same? McEachern did it at the 5A level. But in the triple A ranks, it's a whole different animal. Alicia Gray may be the best player in the state, but she'll have her work cut out for her when she meets the 2010 state champions, the Columbia Lady Eagles. It'll be the Lady Eagles and the Lady Golden Hawks in the AAA state championship. Columbia is back in the state championship game with a chance at revenge. They take out the Lady Patriots of Westside 62-37 and set up the dream championship game matchup. Stay tuned with us, folks. A reminder, one more game coming up tonight in Macon. For Justin Hanover, I'm Chris Mooneyham. You've been watching Lady Eagles over Lady Patriots on the GHSA Network.